This episode is brought to you by Redfin. You're listening to a podcast, which means you're probably multitasking. Maybe even scrolling home listings on Redfin, saving homes without expecting to get them. But Redfin isn't just built for endless browsing. It's built to help you find and own a home. With agents who close twice as many deals, when you find the one, you've got a real shot at getting it. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
You might be wondering how a small independent podcast survives in this economy. Why? It is through Supercast. Supercast is where our members get ad-free listening, behind-the-scenes podcast, the entire back catalog of Mega, and more. Head to mega.supercast.com. The link is in the show notes. And give it a free trial and check it out. We'd love to see you over there, and thanks.
Mega is an improvised satire from the staff of a fictional megachurch.
We are here, the Lord, we are here, and we're ready to podcast.
Hiya, I'm Halle, and this is Mega, coming to you from Twin Hills Community Church, where every single week we're giving our mega church a tiny family feel. We love to introduce you to members of our church staff and sometimes people from our community. And you know what? I always find it to be a treat, and I always find it to be a treasure. And per usual, I'm joined by my co-host. He's the youth pastor for our high school ministry called Climax. Please welcome Gray Haas.
I'm not going to hate. I'm a master of debate. Halle, how are you?
Debate is a big thing. It's back in
huge.
force. The church has always loved it, but I feel like social media has brought it back in force.
And isn't that great that we have young Christians out there representing themselves in these amazing forums, just using hardcore logic to absolutely dismantle anyone who can stand against us. So I'm really excited about it.
I think it's a statistic. It's probably in the Guinness Book or something, but I believe, and I think this is actual and factual, and that you can look this up. A Christian has never lost in a debate to an atheist.
Oh, is that right?
It is impossible.
Well, I think
because you cannot prove a negative.
That's right. And I mean, there's only one that I can think of, and people might not know of him, but Tipsy Donahue was a very popular debater in Australia, Christian debater.
Oh, is that right?
Amazing debater. He was actually, right as he was about to win the debate with a very popular atheist, the atheist shot him. So I guess he did technically lose. And
just his life, but not the debate.
Exactly. Well, but
I would argue.
But that was the thing, is a lot of people thought that he had lost because, well, he brought a knife to a gunfight. I guess it technically was a gunfight, and he brought logic, or he brought spiritual logic.
Yeah.
And yeah, he was killed. So R.I.P. Tipsy Donahue.
Wow.
But I'm hosting some debates right now, and it's really, really great because what we're doing is we're live streaming them on TikTok. And then what we do is we're working with an organization called Ratio Christi.
Awesome.
And what it is, Halle, and people can look this up, is Ratio Christi just absolutely uses logic to dismantle the other side in the name of Christ. But what we're doing is our own version of Ratio Christi, where if anybody tries to debate us in the comments, they get ratioed. Do you know what that means?
Oh, I have a feeling it means they're gonna lose.
Exactly.
But hopefully gain their life in Christ through being shown the truth for once.
Yeah, and do you know what ratio means in internet slang?
Ratio?
Ratioed. You got ratioed.
What does that mean?
It basically means that your comment got more comments against it than your dumb little comment.
Okay.
So they absolutely get ratioed by Christ.
Wait, if you get more bad comments on your comments than your comment, so meaning basically two.
Yeah, I
Because
guess
the comment was one, and if anybody beats that one, then they got ratioed?
Yeah, kind of. It's essentially we just pig pile on top of somebody who, if some hater gets in there, we just absolutely swarm them with tons of ratio comments. So even if they try to come back, for every one that they come at us with, we're 5, 6, 7 against them. 6, 7.
Wow. I mean, you got ratioed. You came up against the power of the cross. You got ratioed.
That's right. So that's been really fun just to get
That's cool.
teens using their brains, which isn't something that they normally do.
Well, they have debate teams in high schools, but it's losing popularity because kids just want to be on their phones. So it's really exciting when, you light their fire with something, the Holy Spirit is descending on college campuses. It could happen at Climax where you could end up in revival, and it could happen from these debates when somebody gets ratioed. I mean, really, it could light a fire.
Oh, and it's basically good internet bullying, which I'm always a fan of.
Well, speaking of Australia, I was wondering because we're about to spring forward here, which is a day I always look forward to, the changing of the clocks. Though it does mean that we have to get to church way earlier on that very first Sunday morning, and that's very hard to do. But do you spring forward with the clocks in Australia?
Well, as people know, in Australia, things are a bit different in that a lot of things are opposite. So you would think that we, instead of springing forward by an hour, we go back by an hour. But what we actually do is we just flip it night to day.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Well, I saw a headline that these tech companies are going to put some mirrors in the sky and reflect the sun at night so that we have sun all night long to grow things and keep harvesting.
What did you see that in?
Oh, I saw that. I get news through my Facebook.
Oh, okay.
And from Fox and Friends.
You thought, so scientists are going to put mirrors in the sky to make it daylight all the time?
Yeah, these tech companies really are. This is true. And also, Elon is going to put 1 million satellites in a string around the whole entire Earth. So every time you look up, you'll just see a string of satellites moving up there in a line.
Wait, how did you say his name?
Elon.
Oh.
What did I say?
Elon.
Oh, I think he's great. I got one of his cars and it's turquoise.
You got a Tesla.
I do. Yeah, I have a turquoise Tesla.
What happened to the Lexus?
Well, I can't drive it. I covered it in ichthyosis and bumper stickers about the love of Jesus and all of that, but I can't figure out how to drive it because I always forget how to open the door. I cannot get in that car.
So you just got a new car.
Well, yes, it sits out there. I use it. It's right now. It's my only leverage. Well, I thought I wanted to use it as leverage, as I told you, against my kids because they don't care if I take their phones away anymore. So I'm always looking for punishments or opposite incentives. And so I was like, well, if I can't really figure out how to drive this thing, plus it has a huge laptop on the dashboard, it's really distracting.
Oh,
It's
you
weird.
can't figure out how to drive the Tesla.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you couldn't figure out how to drive the Lexus.
So no, I can't figure out how to get into the Tesla, let alone drive it. The doorknob, the handle is just, it's a racket. I can't every time they show me, I say, okay, I'm going to remember this time. I don't. So I'm trying to use it as incentive to get my kids to do stuff that I need them to do.
Oh.
I'll be like, you can take the keys to the Tesla. Guess what? They don't want to do that either.
Oh, because they don't want to be seen in a Tesla because they're little woke jokes.
Yeah, they think it's bad to be seen in a Tesla because it's standing up for something that they don't want to like make a statement about or something. And I'm like, it is a car. It runs on gas. You put your foot down and you get to where you need to go. Where is all this other stuff coming from? And then my daughters keep taking my ichthyosis off of it, scraping it off with Gooby Gone, getting rid of the bumper stickers that are celebrating the love of Christ. It is a shame.
Oh, which daughter?
Oh, my daughter who figured out how to wear these boots with no laces. They're these pull-ons. They've got these sides of sort of like elastic stretch.
Oh, no, they're Blundstones.
Yeah, the one who is only wearing
This is a
Bloodstones
huge
now.
gateway boot, Halle. You've
What?
got to be very careful about this.
What?
They're Australian boots. They were actually
Oh,
designed
no.
by a lesbian gardening
Oh, it
commune in
grieves
the
the heart of God.
70s that were ex-lady prisoners. They were all left in a ladies' jail. They started a garden. They made Blundstones. And the next thing you know, you've essentially got a boot that as soon as you slip your foot inside,
Oh, no.
as soon as you put that slender or in the case of a lot of these gals, not very slender, more of a paddle foot, from all the gardening. It's worse than a jeans jacket, Halle. You've got to be very careful about those.
Well, This is hard news to hear. I mean, she would only wear Doc Marten platform boots for the longest time, and then she moves over to the Bledstones.
If you really want to get those off her feet and out of your house, I would encourage you to throw those away immediately.
So she's wearing some kind of uniform to tip off the homosexuals?
It's just more of a badge for what I would call militant lesbian gardening. At least in Australia, maybe not here, but...
Well, here it might be the opposite. Here, the way that you let the ladies know that you are a very straight woman is here, it's the opposite. So here we can drive Subarus and U-Hauls, and we can, still eat crackers and cheese.
Halle presents, in the red corner, the undisputed, undefeated Weed Whacker Guy. Champion of hurling grass and pollen everywhere. And in the blue corner, the challenger, extra strength, Halle. Eye drops that work all day to prevent the release of histamines that cause itchy allergy eyes. And the winner, by knockout, is Halle. Halle, bring it on.
I've never heard the crackers and cheese pad.
With the lesbian community?
No.
Oh, yeah. If you ever see a woman with crumbs on her lapel, look out, because she might be after one of your daughters. The lesbians really go for a crackers and cheese.
That is interesting.
If you put it out and it disappears really quick, you might have a lesbian in your house.
Really?
Yes.
That is interesting because I had an aunt who was actually, the only reason I know about the Bluntstone thing is because she was in that prison for a while, that lady's prison. And what I always noticed, apart from her bringing over greens that nobody wanted to eat, like dandelion, was she always had cracker crumbs on her lapels. She was also always wearing kind of an outdoor tuxedo.
Yeah, that's the other thing. If these gals have lapels.
And crumbs on them.
Exactly.
They've been into the crackers.
Because a lapel is such a specific piece of fashion.
It really is.
And, I think women are trying to signal to each other with the clothes that they're wearing. This is why I have to be real careful with my daughters coming down. I got one coming down in, midriffs and short shorts. I say, I love you.
Get back upstairs.
Get back up there. I got another one coming down, as I've said before, in nothing but Carhartts.
And you're like, get back upstairs.
Get back up there.
Sometimes you maybe want to have them switch one article of clothing with the other one, and maybe it would balance it out.
It is a minefield out there. And, one of my daughters is going through a breakup, I think.
Oh, really?
But I like it because she's kind of back talking to me because she's brokenhearted and staying home and staying near the fridge.
What's the guy's name?
And stuff. No, I think it's a friend breakup with her best friend, Brandy.
Okay, good.
Have you heard about friend breakups now? There's not just romantic breakups.
Yeah, I'm so tired of this idea that, I keep hearing that in climax of go on a friend date. Guess what? You don't date your friends, guys.
That's a slippery slope. I don't
want anybody dating unless you're absolutely certain that marriage is the next step.
Well, dating is courting.
Exactly. First base is dating. Second base is marriage.
Isn't
then comes
right?
the baby and the baby carriage. And the baby is third base and home run is baby carriage, especially a nice one.
And what's more fun than rounding third base and getting into home with than a baby?
Sliding into home.
What a blast, but maybe slide in on your, like foot forward and rump down rather than, belly down, arms forward because you'd crush the baby.
Oh, I was thinking the baby was born by third base.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But I understand. I mean, when a lot of times these teens start to think of friendships as replacing what? A lot of things. Their relationship with Christ, their relationship with a godly lady or man that could eventually lead to marriage. And I go, we really have to think about the spheres of our society. And one is friendships, one is marriage relationships, government, church, home, family.
Awesome.
And I realized I just kind of made like the Olympic rings, and I didn't mean to do that.
I'm so sad the Olympics are over.
Oh yeah, it was fine. I just think I get a bit bored. I'm like, what? Half of these sports, I'm like, what are they?
I loved it. I feel like best friend came to town to visit and now had to go back home. I grieve it. I miss it.
Did you see that weird one that they added this year where you ski and then shoot?
What's that?
I have no idea. I'd never even seen it before. They're skiing around and shooting things.
Wow.
But anyway, Halle, what I'd like to say about this, and you can look this up because this is really something that's important, is that, those spheres are not meant to overlap. And a lot of Christians are talking about this right now, and I happen to buy into it, which is, your government can't replace your friendships. Your friendships can't replace your relationships. They each have their spheres. That's why the government shouldn't give money to the poor. That's the church's responsibility. That's why you shouldn't date your friends. That's, that is... Your relationship sphere should not cross over with your friendship sphere.
Okay. I had trouble following most of that, but then you brought it back to don't date your friends. And I get that. But I did appreciate everything you said. And I figure that it's probably, right, because it was said confidently by a white man. And although I couldn't follow it, I'm sure it was real good.
Well, Halle, I found out this week I did a 22andU, and I'm actually not totally white. So it's pretty cool now that I can speak on behalf of some of, people that are different, because I've got some of that DNA.
Wow. 22andU. Okay. Well, what are you? I mean, is that something you're allowed to say? What are you? Is that a question you're allowed to ask?
It's not. You're not supposed to ask that.
What is you?
What is you?
What is it?
What
did
me?
It say? Yeah.
Well, you can't say what is it when it comes to someone's ethnic background, Halle. You can't say what is it. That sounds like I have a disease.
Okay, let me have it.
I don't think you can say that, Halle. Let me have it. This is a sensitive topic to me and my people that I'm representing. But I feel like
if I say identify yourself, I'm going to sound like the KGB.
Well, I'm just saying I'm asking you to be sensitive to my ethnic background, which I've recently found out about by getting a DNA test, which I got for totally different reasons.
Are you upset to hear about your ethnicity?
No, Halle, I'm actually very excited because now I feel like I can speak on behalf of a lot more people.
Oh, that's true. So what is it? What are you?
I am 6% South African.
Is that right?
Southern African. Well, from South Africa. I have a 6% South African. So
wow,
it does not get more diverse than that, does it?
It sure doesn't. I mean, I think they had apartheid.
Exactly.
So you are a survivor.
I'm a survivor, and the reason that the reason I even got the DNA test, and I really hate to bring this up, but I know I've mentioned it before, but my friend Clay Mason Bannerman and I, knock, someone came to the door.
Oh, no.
And it was the state police.
Oh.
And they have informed us that our neighbor, Clay's neighbor, Donovan Gio, has gone missing. And honestly, Christmas came early.
Yeah. I'm sort of relieved.
Right. But what I'm saying is I hope he's okay, and, thoughts and prayers and all that. But he's been gone for, about 4 days now. We have not seen or heard from him. It has been quiet.
Wow.
And the only person that is mourning it right now, other than about 100 of his friends that are over there all the time, is Popsicles. And I've had to tell him, well, bud, sometimes people go missing, and sometimes those people don't turn up again.
Yeah.
And a lot of times you don't want them to turn up, because that is one of those things is when they turn up, usually a bad thing.
If they all turned up, we'd have no true crime podcast.
Oh, exactly.
And then we'd have no economy.
Don't you think it's interesting how true crime has become so popular? And we'll get back to this in a second, but I do find it interesting that true crime is a driver of the economy.
Yeah, I if I'm honest, I can't watch it because I'm too afraid of it.
Well, I like it because I just love how you can take something as simple as trauma and monetize it these days. And it puts me into that place of what trauma from my life could I be monetizing rather than possibly, crying about it or dealing with it. And that is what's really important, I think, when it comes to true crime. Well, because, the main thing is it's true, right?
Well, it's titular. It's in the title.
It's in the title.
So
anyway, yeah, Donovan is no longer with us. And by that, I mean, he's not next door. And I'm hoping, I hope for the best. But a lot of times when it comes to these true crime type things, it's better to not know than know.
Well, I certainly don't wish him any harm, but if he ended up like in a no-kill animal shelter and someone adopted him far away.
I don't know if they have those for humans.
Well, if he could put on a pair of pants, then I would consider him a human. But
yeah,
if he doesn't have pants, he might as well be a dog.
Well, I think they call that foster care. The thing is, Halle, I don't wish him ill. I wish him a lesson. I wish him a lesson.
Speaking of trauma, I have really been processing a lot this week. And though I am committed to, demonstrating the fruits of the Spirit, love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, faithfulness, and self-control.
Gesundheit.
Sometimes I have hard days.
Really?
Yeah, I have hard days. And I still love Jesus on those days. He is still my number one on those days. But some days are harder than others. And I had a hard one this week because I have been back at the Y. I've been doing my racquetball and I've been doing my laps. And I also walk the track because I'm not allowed at Women's Workout World anymore.
Why?
Because I threw too many rotator cuffs.
Oh, because of the Zumba?
Yeah. And they thought I was becoming a liability. Anywho, so I'm back at the Y down on Brookstone.
Okay.
And one of my daughters came with me.
Which daughter?
The one who has been building a sweat lodge.
Oh, no.
And so she's needing a refresh. She's needing the refreshing waters of the YMCA lap pool.
And is this the same daughter going through the friend breakup?
Yeah, she's building a sweat lodge in our backyard. As you know, we already have a guillotine that she did.
I should have figured that the one that built the guillotine is the same daughter that built a sweat lodge.
Well, it's not finished yet, but she has it almost done. It's going to be about yay high.
Oh.
She digs it down in the dirt so that it goes about yay low into the ground.
When people say yay high, I always think they're referring to Kanye West.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then I'm like,
and
he's
how
short.
high is he?
Oh, he's very
5'2",
he's
5'4"?
I think he's 5'2". And so when someone says yay high, I think, oh, it's 5'2".
That means exceedingly short.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, I like Kanye
high.
because he loves Jesus, but I do think
Does he? That's awesome.
Definitely, Halle, he loves
Okay,
Jesus.
then I love him too. That's cool.
So anyway, she's building something that's about a 5'2" sweat lodge. She might need to make a little bit taller. Or is she building a sweat lodge the same size as Kanye West?
It is yay high. It's 5'2", but it goes down in the earth too. So it goes deeper because you're down there in this mud that makes you regulate your temperature in the sweat lodge. She's building a fire opposite where she'll burn these coals to where they're emblazoned red.
Emboldened.
Yeah, and then she puts them in there. It heats it up inside, but she's still working on closing up the top. Any hoodles, I said to her, you should come with me to the Y. I'm going to swim my laps, walk the track, and do some racquetball. So she comes with, we're in the locker room doing what women do in a locker room, which is get on your swim stuff.
Yeah.
Get into the showers.
Yeah.
You always have to make your skin wet in the showers before you get into the pool. It's a rule. There are signs, all that. You swim your laps, you do your thing,
Sure.
you come back out, you get in the showers.
Kind of wondering the point of this story, but...
Well, what I haven't mentioned, because it's hard to say, is that you take off your clothes. There are moments where you're exposed in the locker room, in the women's locker room, where you're naked, where you're kind of stepping into your underwear, you're pulling up your, clam diggers.
Halle, I don't actually, what? I don't know if that's what.
My pants. I'm putting on my pants.
Well,
Gray.
yeah, but I don't think you should call your underpants clam diggers.
No, those are my pants. So then I'll also, put on my top. Well, put on my brassiere, of course. Get my socks. I also always have my Lycra bodysuit on underneath there, the flesh-colored, skin-tight bodysuit that I wear just in case of rapture because I don't want to be shooting up through the stratosphere immodestly. Any hoodles, my daughter and I were getting dressed and I'm toweling off and all that, as you do.
Okay.
And, I've always had a real... complicated relationship with my own nudity, hence the bodysuit.
Well, hence the clam diggers.
And my daughter has no problem at all. She is as naked as the day she was born, and I should know because I was there. And she is talking, gesturing, stuff's moving around, bouncing. I says, honey, keep getting dressed, honey. Keep getting dressed.
Who's she talking to?
Me.
Oh.
And I'm always
and other people there?
I'm covering up. Well, yeah, there's people over. I have my big towel hanging over me, and I'm trying to get dressed under the towel so as never to show anything. It's awful. And she doesn't seem to have a lick of self-consciousness. Anyway, as we're walking to the car, we're talking and she's like, Mom, I'm not worried about who's looking at me. She's like, any of these old ladies can look at me. I don't care. These lesbians can look at me. These moms can look at me. And I said, what did you just say? Did you say you have lesbians looking at you in the locker room?
Oh, no.
And
well, let me guess. What was she wearing as her shower shoes?
Blundstone boots.
Instagram teen accounts have automatic protections for what teens see and who can contact them, plus time management tools. And Instagram will continue adding built-in safety features to help create age-appropriate experiences. Learn more about teen accounts and Instagram's ongoing work to protect teens online at instagram.com/teen accounts.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile with a message for everyone paying big wireless way too much. Please, for the love of everything good in this world, stop. With Mint, you can get premium wireless for just $15 a month. Of course, if you enjoy overpaying, no judgments, but that's weird. Okay, one judgment. Anyway, give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
Well, any hoodles. She says to me, I said, honey, there are no lesbians in the women's locker room at the YMCA. And she said, what do you mean there's not? Why do you think there's not? And I said, well, I'm just sure there's not. I've been getting dressed in here my whole life. That would be immodest if I was doing that in front of, if there was any lesbian in here, then that would be the equivalent of a man being in here, wouldn't it? If they were attracted to the, and so I said, I don't think lesbians are allowed in women's locker rooms. They have to go into the locker rooms. What it should be is they go into the locker rooms with gay men, because then the gay men aren't looking at the lesbians. So the gay men and the lesbians, they all share a locker room because then they're not looking at the opposite sex.
Right, but then you've got the gay men and the lesbians in the locker rooms together. You've put all the lesbians.
So the men would be looking at the men?
Well,
by this
your
math is not mathing.
By your calculus, Halle, and I don't want to dig too far into the clam bed that you've established, but
my clam diggers.
What is that?
These pants right here, the ones that stop.
Those are clam diggers?
Yeah, look, these ones that stop just after my knees.
Well, that's the only type of pants you wear.
Yeah.
I just always thought they were short pants, that you didn't know that you didn't buy, that they didn't make pants long enough for you, even though you're short.
I can't figure out what to do with the locker room thing in case there might be women in the women's locker room looking at some of the women.
I mean, those pants are about yay long.
These are exactly yay long. That's how I know what my inseam is.
So the issue that you have is that there could be lesbians in a locker room.
I've never thought of that. Do you think that's happening?
Well, I don't know. And, as someone who is 6% South African, I do get a little, when it comes to...
Well, then you can speak to this, I do believe.
Yeah, I just do think that, being able to divide and conquer is an important thing. But I think you've kind of backed yourself into a corner here, because I don't think that you can put those people together and not have something go down, if you know what I mean, i.e. ladies gesturing, walking around, talking to each other, wearing the Bluntstones in the showers. I just, this is tough.
I don't know why everybody's all worried about these bathrooms, and nobody's talking about the fact that you could have at any time. Well, you tell me what's happening in the men's locker rooms. Are there ever any men in there looking at each other? Naked?
No. Well, first off, I would never go to a YMCA, first off, because there's just pretty much their equipment is garbage.
Oh, is that right?
Oh, Halle, they don't even have a squat rack that the heaviest that you can put on a squat rack at the YMCA is like 300 pounds. What am I even going to do with that?
A squat rack?
A squat rack.
A squat rack?
Yes.
Squat rack.
Anyway, I would never be caught dead in a YMCA just because even though it does have a C in the name, essentially what you're paying, you get what you pay for, and what you're getting is not much.
Oh yeah, the C is Christian.
That's right. But when it comes to the locker room, and this is just first off, we have some locker room talk. We'll make jokes. We will all laugh at the jokes, even if they're not funny. We will give each other encouragement. And then, it'll just be like, you give each other praise, congratulations,
That's
whatever
awesome.
you need that day to go in and do your best in the gym. And then you just hit the showers and you chill.
Well,
but we're not looking at each other. And like when you're if you're in a men's shower room,
okay,
what happens is even if it's a group showers, which is totally fine, is that you train your eyes to the skies.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah.
Nobody's sneaking a peek?
Well, you've seen it in like a shampoo commercial. Do you ever see anybody looking down like this, 45 degrees? No. You see the guys when you're washing your hair, when you're looking up,
head up, chin up,
eyes to the skies. Eyes to the skies so you don't see the prize. And that is what you tell your bros and your guys. So okay. I do think that is just really how guys operate at the guys in the guys showers. We're not going around. First off, we're not going around to chit chat anyway. We're laughing at jokes. We're giving each other encouragement, and then we're hitting the showers, and it's eyes to the skies.
That's awesome. Okay, I feel better. I mean, do you ever have like a spontaneous prayer circle breakout or anything like that?
Oh, sure. Yeah,
that's inspiring.
Yeah, we'll get in a circle and pray sometimes, but a lot of times that's in the shower too. But you still. Just like when you pray, you're not bowing your head in this prayer situation. You're still eyes to the skies.
That's awesome. I feel like that's a relief, because if any of that gay stuff was happening in a men's locker room, I think that would be a real problem.
Well, and isn't it unfortunate that we have this gay agenda now that is making us talk about this stuff?
Well,
we don't want to be talking about this stuff, just like you don't want to know what happened when your neighbor goes missing all the time. But what I will say is that we can ratio this conversation to bring things full circle. And this is what I do, Halle. When gay stuff arises, I ratio it. I just ratio it.
It gets ratioed.
It gets ratioed. And I'll just have a bunch of guys pile on to being like, we're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about something else. Or we'll just, use the classics, bullying or whatever we need to just change the subject.
Well, phew. That's good news. And I'm here for good news and small victories this week.
I'm here for the good news, right? And Christ's victory over sin. See, that's how you ratio someone.
I think I understand that. Also had another, I got a praise that I got to offer up. I got to send it up real hard to JC. Have a major praise this week because sometimes we have prayer requests, don't we? But
yes,
sometimes we got praises. And I would say this week, the thing that I am laying at his feet is the stuff with my daughter. You know,
oh, which daughter?
Oh, the one who has started using Axe body spray.
Oh, so the one building the sweat lodge.
Any hoodles, my husband, Lance Labont, had a major victory in Jesus this year. And I feel like he needed a win. Just sort of his attitude lately, his mood, his confidence. I feel like he needed a win. And I had him on the top of my prayer list. And boy, does Jesus deliver. He is so faithful.
What happened?
My husband, Lance, running security, you know, constantly being attacked by these vicious hawks in the security at the Range Rover used vehicle car lot. Anywho, he accidentally sold a car.
Oh.
And got a major promotion, and he's working sales now instead of security.
How do you accidentally sell a car?
Well, he was, of course, being chased by a hawk. He has some kind of shine on his bald head that is attracting these birds of prey.
Halle, I'm going to stop you there. He's not bald. I just want to encourage you you should never call your husband bald.
Oh, is that right?
No, unless he says he is. Does he say he's bald?
Oh, yeah. He says he's bald as a cucumber.
Oh, okay. Then that's okay.
Yeah. He calls himself a cue ball.
Oh, okay. Well, then that's okay. And does he shave his head?
He doesn't care at all. He shaves the little parts in the back.
Okay. So he's not bald. He's a guy who shaves his head.
That's okay. Okay. He is a guy who shaves his head.
He has a clean shaven head. That's not a guy who's bald. We just have to remember that because when you call a guy bald, a lot of things are happening there that could possibly be seen as, and I'm speaking as someone who's 6% South African, could be offensive.
So you can say it.
To men.
Yeah. So you can say it. Finally, someone can say it. Well, anyway, he was running from a hawk. He jumped into the nearest vehicle just for sheer protection. But there was a potential buyer walking up who saw the truck now in action. It drew his eye. He came over. It's human instinct to want what somebody else has. So the guy walks up, knocks on Lance's window, says, "Are you interested in this vehicle? Because I think I want it."
Oh.
And
he thought Lance was just a guy that was trying to buy it.
Yeah.
Or steal it.
So he was trying to steal it out from under that guy. That guy ends up just being a security guy who's hiding from a hawk who's just been real nasty. And so Lance is like, no, I'm not buying this vehicle, but I can go get help for whatever. He ended up getting credit for the sale, and he got
So he's a salesman now.
Which brings him inside.
Awesome.
So, I mean, I got a new spot at the top of my prayer list because, boy, he was so faithful this week in getting Lance inside. And now the hawk problem is whammo blammo, solved.
Praise. All right, folks, that's the episode. Many thanks to our Supercast members for those great suggestions. Hey, speaking of Supercast, it's a great time to join. There's a free trial, and that is the best way to make sure that Mega keeps going.
If you'd like to listen ad-free, if you would like behind-the-scenes podcasts, and if you would like Discord access and much, much more, go to mega.supercast.com and become a supporter today. That's mega.supercast.com.
And really, it is the way we keep going, so please consider a Supercast membership. A very special thanks to our founding members. That's Bobby and Betty, Nana and T-Pop, Adrian O, Kristen A, and Anonymous. You know who you are. Thanks.
And as always, I'm Holly Laurent playing Halle Labont. And that over there, that's Greg Hess playing Gray Haas.
See you next time.